Trump's PAC raised $75 million this year, and that none of that money has gone to Arizona's audit or similar efforts in other states, despite Trump loudly and vocally, saying they're key to overturning the election.
We were doing so well until the rigged election happened to come along.
Privately, Trump isn't putting his money where his mouth is. The Washington Post reporting that of the $75 million Trump's Save America PAC has brought in the first half of this year, the group has not put any resources into helping finance the ongoing ballot reviews he's been pushing so hard for. That money is actually paying for some of the former president's travel, legal costs, and staff, along with other expenses, and noting the PAC has held onto much of its cash.
Earlier this year, we discovered Trump's Save America PAC hadn't devoted any of its money for its intended use, an election defense fund. And now we've discovered that since leaving office, former President Donald Trump has moved more than $200,000 worth of donations from his former campaign committee to his own private business accounts.
There's so many discrepancies, so many problems, and they've heard from so many people about the corruption and what took place.
Hey everyone, I'm Alyssa Bernardino. Thanks for being here. Beginning the day after his presidency ended, the Trump Organization has charged Trump's former campaign committee $38,000 in rent. From January to June, that's $188,000. The former president's businesses have also charged Trump's leadership PAC, known as Save America. Launched days after his defeat in November, the PAC had amassed $90 million by the end of June, $30 million of which had been transferred by an old Trump committee. Trump then used his hotel empire, an entity known as the Trump Hotel Collection, to charge Save America $79,000. Those expenses were largely for lodging and meals. Trump restaurants also collected rent from the PAC, totaling $15,000, and there have been various other payments made by Trump-related committees, including the Trump-Graham Majority Fund. Trump has long been accused of using the White House to enrich himself, and it's clear nothing has changed. As a reminder, money donated to PACs is meant to be spent solely on campaign efforts, whether that's another candidate or Trump himself. But the former president hasn't officially launched a campaign since his term ended at the beginning of the year. Campaign finance analysts say that the committees Trump launched after his defeat raised questions about his motives and political intentions. Let's be honest, $200,000 in the grand scheme of it isn't much to someone like Trump, but this adds to the bucket of money Trump has collected as a result of his presidential term. According to a Washington Post analysis, Trump has pumped more than $19 million into his own businesses since he entered the presidential race in June 2015. The practice began during his 2016 run when Trump's campaign paid his businesses about $12.5 million, transforming donors' political contributions into private revenue for his businesses. Trump built his own campaign to fly himself on his Boeing 757 jet, to rent office space in Trump Tower, and to hold events at Trump golf clubs. The Trump Organization hasn't directly addressed the self-dealing payments, but the former president did issue a statement boasting that his affiliated committees have about $100 million at the ready. These fundraising numbers, coupled with tremendous support in so many other ways, show that President Trump's supporters want him to continue the fight, the statement said. While Trump's pockets get heavier and heavier, Trump's base continues to get duped.